going on, guys? This is Ethan here with EG's Garage, and today I'm going to be doing a detailed overview of two very popular and comparable exhaust systems for the 99-04 V8 Mustangs, your Borla Stinger Catback exhaust and your SLP Loudmouth 1 Catback exhaust. And the reasons these exhausts are really similar, and these are actually two exhausts that I looked at when I was purchasing an exhaust system, is because they both, if you want loud and you want an aggressive, mean sounding exhaust, these are two of the best exhausts to go with if you want that effect from your car. Before I start, I just want to say I'm super excited. This is my first YouTube video, and this is something that I've wanted us to do for a while now, finally pulling the strings and making it happen. And again, I'm excited to bring this content to you, and I want to keep making these videos related to my cars and my experience with cars to help bring more content to the internet out there for you guys. So let me know what you guys think, and looking forward to making more of these videos. So I'll be, like I said, I'll be doing an in-depth comparison, and we'll just be going over a few things and kind of determining subjectively, in my opinion, what I think the better buy of the two exhaust options is between the Borla Stingers and the SLP Loudmouth exhaust. Again, this is all subjective, and this is my opinion. So when you're done watching the video, just let me know in the comments what you guys think is the better buy of the two exhausts, and whether you agree or not with some of the points I brought up. The first thing I'm going to be going over when comparing these two exhausts is, probably the thing most people want to know, but how loud is the exhaust and how does it sound? How do the two compare with each other? Now, I've had experience with both. I had a 2001 Cobra. That was my first Mustang. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore because I sold it, but I have old videos of the car to show the exhaust. Now, both of these have the Bassani catted X-pipe. So same X-pipe, same engine, just different catbacks. The Terminator has the Borla Stingers, and my 01 had the SLP Loudmouth ones. So I'll be comparing the sound here, showing you guys how they sound, and kind of making a judgment call based off of that. After watching both those clips, it's pretty clear to me the SLP Loudmouth ones are going to be your louder exhaust of the two. Again, they both have the same exact X-pipe, so there's no other variables in play. Like, clearly the SLPs are louder. Now, a lot of you, loudness is important, and there's not too much of a difference in loudness, honestly. So how does the exhaust sound and how do they compare? I mean, you can clearly hear from the video, the SLPs are going to be a raspier, more snarly exhaust. It's going to have a higher pitch to it, sound a little bit more exotic, a little bit more raspy. Your Borlas are going to be a little bit deeper. It's still going to have that really loud exhaust. It's going to be a loud exhaust for the 99-04 Mustangs. However, it is not going to be as loud or as raspy or as high pitched as your SLP exhaust. So loudness, exhaust tone. What about exhaust quality? So this one, in my opinion, there isn't really a comparison. If you look at the facts, the Borlas clearly are higher quality than your SLPs, and the main reason being the Borlas are, the full catback is made out of 304 stainless steel exhaust. Your SLP Loudmouths, only the tips are 304 stainless steel. The rest of the exhaust for the SLP Loudmouth are going to be 409 stainless steel, and what this means, 304 is much less susceptible to rust and corrosion than your SLP Loudmouths. So it's going to last longer, and the Exhaust won't corrode as easily, won't have as many issues there as you might with the SLP loudmouths. Additionally, from experience with both systems they're both 2.5-inch mandrel steel tubing, so they're both very similar. Your Borlas have some, and what I really like about the Borlas is the tips on them. These are 4-inch diameter tips, so diameter is 4 inches there, and both SLPs and the Borlas are polished. And these tips right now are a little dirty. I apologize for that, but the Borlas they shine much better than the SLPs. The polish that's on them, I don't know what the difference is, but these shine a lot better. They come out of the box looking better than your SLP loudmouths do. Now, additionally, one of the issues I had with my SLP loudmouths that I didn't have with these Borlas yet are the clamps. So both of the exhaust systems are clamp systems, meaning you don't need to do any welding. You just clamp it on, it bolts straight on to the factory H-pipe if you still have that in there, or whatever X-pipe or aftermarket H-pipe you're running. They bolt straight on with clamps. Now, the Borla clamps I haven't had any issues with. They've been very sturdy and haven't gotten loose or anything. The SLP clamps, and maybe this was just me, I personally had issues with them. Maybe it's because my car was a little lower and I scraped a few times, but those things always came loose. The tips a couple times would rotate around because the clamp came loose on them, and I never scraped the tips. So I don't know what was going on there. Maybe user error or something, the way I installed it, I don't know. But for some reason, for me, the SLP clamps constantly came off and were constantly getting loose. I haven't had any of these issues with the Borlas. So let me know if any of you guys had issues with that. It might just be a user error, something wrong with the way I put the clamps on. I don't know. They just kept loosening up on me. The fourth thing I want to talk about, which a lot of you are probably wondering, what's the pricing on these? And I'm just going to say it right now, the pricing from what I'm saying to you now is going to fluctuate. It could be inaccurate a few weeks from now, a few months from now. The price is always changing. But on American Muscle, that's one of the best prices I found for them. AmericanMuscle.com, a great site for exhaust and any other Mustang parts. I also have Challengers and F-150s, other trucks on there too. You're looking at, for the Cobras specifically, your Borlas are going to run you around $780, and your SLPs are going to run you around $590. So there's a pretty big gap there in price for the Cobras, and those Borlas are also on sale right now on American Muscle. The market value is actually about $850, so you're looking at a little bit different price there for your Borlas, depending on what time of year you're buying. For the GTs and other V8s, 9904 V8s, which, I guess that's really just the GT and the Mach 1, because the solid rear axle is a little bit easier and less material needed made for the exhaust. So you're looking at about $560 for the SLP loudmouths and $630, $640-ish for your Borlas. So there's a less of a price difference there for the GTs. About a $200 price difference for the Cobras, depending on when you're looking at buying them. And again, with the Borlas, you're really paying for that higher quality steel, and honestly, the brand too. Borla is a really famous, really popular brand, and a lot of people buy them, not just for Mustangs, but for Corvettes, Camaros, a bunch of other different cars. Now, the fifth and final thing I wanted to go over was the uniqueness of the exhaust. And what I mean by this is how many other people are running this type of exhaust on their cars. And this is specifically for the 9904 Cobras. I don't know about the GTs, but all I know is for the Cobras, pretty much every Cobra I see on Instagram or on YouTube, they're running Borla Stingers or Borla Attacks, or they're running like Flowmasters. I hardly see anyone running the SLP loudmouths. You're definitely getting more uniqueness with SLP loudmouths than you are with the Borlas, in my opinion, from what I've seen, just because I don't see as many SLP exhausts out there on the internet. Again, this could be different for the GTs, I'm not sure. Now, this kind of brings me to the conclusion of the video, based on what I was talking about today, what do I think is the better buy? And it's really tough because You know, on one hand, you're getting a raspy exhaust system, a little bit louder, a little bit cheaper, but with the Borlas, depending on what sound you like, if you like that deeper tone, which I think a lot of people do, and that quality, I really do think the price of $200 more, and you know, only like $50 to $100 more for the GTs is definitely worth the buy. The exhaust is going to last you longer in the long run, depending on how long you're going to keep the car, and it just looks better with the 4-inch tips compared to the 3.5-inch tips. So I would say the Borlas, in my opinion, are the better buy. And again, this is subjective, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave any comments in the video. I want to hear your guys' opinion on which exhaust system you think is better, and then let me know how much you liked the video, and if there's any other suggestions or feedback of videos you guys want to see from this channel, let me know in the comments again, and click the subscribe button if you like this content. I'm going to keep bringing it to you. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video.